thank my distinguished colleague from New York, Yvette Clarke, for her eloquent words and for standing here on the floor of the House of Representatives with all of our colleagues in the House Democratic Caucus who are here to give voice to the feeling that so many people all across America have had, which is enough is enough. And it's time for this Congress to get off of your hands and do something about the gun violence epidemic that exists in this country. More than 30,000 lives each and every year as a result of gun violence. I'm proud to be here with John Lewis. When I first came to the House of Representatives in January of 2013, just to be able to serve with a legendary American hero like John Lewis was such an honor. And he said, young man, are you the new guy? I said, yes, sir. He said, are you from Brooklyn? I was tempted to say Brooklyn is always in the house. But I said, yes, sir. He said, well, I've heard some good things about you, but let me just say this can be a tough town, and so I don't want you to get into any trouble unless it's good trouble. And I'm here today to say, John Lewis, we join you in getting into good trouble on behalf of the American people. Because it's unacceptable to have a situation where we've got 5% of the world's population, but 50% of the world's guns. Yeah. And we can't even, in the aftermath of the carnage down in Orlando, take a vote on behalf of the American people to prevent suspected terrorists from being able to purchase guns that are not used to hunt deer, but are used to hunt human beings. Because people on the other side of the aisle would rather function like wholly owned subsidiaries of the NRA, as opposed to functioning on behalf of the American people. And you know, Dr. King once said that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. And I think what Dr. King was saying is that in this world you've got some good folks, and then you've got some difficult folks. But all you need for righteousness to prevail is for a few good folks to stand up and push for justice. And we know the history of the civil rights movement taught us that in the face of trying to make change, there were people who stood in the way. George Wallace stood in the way. Jim Clark stood in the way. Bull Connor stood in the way. But guess what? The good people prevailed. And so even if the House Republicans want to stand in the way, good will always prevail. And so the question is, you ask the question, why are we engaging in a sit-down? We're sitting down so that democracy can stand up. We're sitting down so that righteousness can stand up. We're sitting down so that truth can stand up. We're sitting down so that victory can stand up. And we're not going to leave this House floor till the American people get the vote that they deserve. God bless America.